he finally gets to the point. He says, look, you can go worship and you can go as far as you want to go. Your whole family can go. But this is what he said. He said, leave your flocks and your herds. Do you understand that even Pharaoh knew that where your treasure is, there will your heart be also? Leave your flocks and your herds. Do you remember Matthew 19, that poignant passage where the attorney gets up and asks Jesus, what must I do to be saved? And Jesus tells him some of the laws, keep this and keep this and keep this. And it just goes right over the guy's head because he says, well, I kind of live like that. I pretty much keep the law. He thought Jesus was complimenting him when what Jesus was trying to do is show him that nobody can keep the law and that the law doesn't save you. But he didn't get any of that out of it. He basically felt pretty good. Jesus is complimenting me. There are people that ran around him, and he said that knowing that most people knew that he was a pretty good guy. And so chalk one up for the good guy. And then I don't know if he started to walk away or if Jesus, but it's almost like there was a pause in the conversation. And Jesus says this. He said, hold on a minute. And the guy looks back, yeah, he's complimenting me. I'm feeling good about myself. Jesus said, one thing you need to do. Go sell everything that you have and give to the poor and come follow me. In other words, leave your flocks and your herds and come follow me. Now, does Jesus usually ask us to sell everything that we have and follow him? Most of the time not. But are you willing to? That's the whole idea. Do you have the attitude, God, you need some more of my time? I'll give you some of my time. God, you need more of my money? I can give you some money. God, whatever it is, what is your attitude? Are you willing to leave it all? Or are your treasures where your heart is also? And I'm not giving up this, whatever it may be. I know you've heard this sermon before. It's been pretty successful, wouldn't you say, down through the ages? But you also have another sermon delivered at the same time in the same place, and that was what Moses was saying. And as we look at what Pharaoh said, the voice of Satan, we also need to look at what Moses said, which was the voice of God. And when we hear the voice of Satan, we need to respond as Moses responded. Because people, if there's anything we need in this world, it is men and women, boys and girls, who will stand up and say, I am not going to worship in the land. I am going to worship as God tells me to worship. I am going as far as God tells me to go. I am taking my family with me, and all of my flocks and my herds, they will be available to be used by God if He so chooses. And that's the kind of church that we need to have in this country today. That is the kind of church that are together as men and women, the body of Christ, the politic of Christ, worshiping together, praying together, singing together, teaching together, learning together, and then going out into the world and being the light of the world.